This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The New York Yankees faced the New York Mets at Shea Stadium in New York for the annual Mayor's Trophy game on May 30th, 1974. The Mayor's Trophy game was an annual in-season exhibition game in New York City. It was originally played between the New York Yankees and the New York Giants, and occasionally the Brooklyn Dodgers in the 1950s. The series was revived in 1963 when the New York Mets became the Yankees' new opponent. The games were primarily played to benefit Sandlot baseball in New York City. This audio recording is from the Yankees Radio Network, featuring announcers Phil Rizzuto, Frank Messer, and Bill White.
A total of $1,251,317 for the development of the Greater New York Sandlot Baseball Program. We pause right now for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York. Fly the friendly skies with United Airlines.
The friendly skies with your man, United Airlines.
Here are the starting lineups for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. For the Yankees, leading off and playing left field, Roy White. Roy White back from strained hamstring muscle, starting in left field tonight. Elliott Maddux will be in center field and bat second. Bobby Mercer will be in right field and bat third. The cleanup hitter playing first base, Chris Chambliss. Chambliss at first. Ronaldo Gonzales will play third base tonight and bat fifth. Rick Dempsey catching and hitting sixth. The shortstop, batting seventh, Jimmy Mason. Fred Stanley, just called up from Syracuse a couple of days ago, will bat eighth and play second base. And batting ninth and pitching for the Yankees, Dave Pagan. Yes, batting ninth, Dave Pagan. The game, a home game for the New York Mets, will be played under National League rules, which eliminates the designated hitter. Now for the New York Mets. Leading off and playing third base, Wayne Garrett. Garrett at third. At second base, batting second, Kenny Boswell. Boswell at second base. Cleon Jones will be in left field and bat third. Jones in left. The right fielder and cleanup batter is Rusty Staub. Staub in right. John Milner with the strong bat will be at first base, batting fifth. Playing center field and hitting sixth, Dave Schmeck. Schmeck in center. The catcher is Ron Hodges. Hodges will bat seventh. Playing shortstop in place of Bud Harrelson will be Teddy Martinez. Martinez batting eighth. And pitching and batting ninth, Mike Wegener. Wegener, we'll tell you more about him. Wegener pitching. The umpires are out for the home plate meeting. Yogi Berra has come out of the first base dugout, which is the home dugout here at Shea. We're waiting for Bill Virdon or a representative of the Yankees. The umpires tonight behind the plate, Tom Gorman of the National League. At first base, Art France of the American League. At second base, Billy Williams of the National League. And at third base, George Maloney of the American League. It's a nice night for baseball here at Shea Stadium. Temperatures right now, I would say, have to be in the low 60s. Just a very, very pleasant evening. And now Dick Hauser comes out of the first base dugout also. He was probably back in the clubhouse. And he brings out the Yankee batting order, presents it to plate umpire Tom Gorman, who in turn gives a copy to Yogi Berra, the manager of the Mets. I don't think, Phil, there'll have to be too much discussion over ground rules since both teams now are very well acquainted with the ballpark.
Well, you're absolutely right, Frank. I'm getting a big kick out of Yogi down there with his familiar stance, arms folded. Had big number 8 on his back. And he had to wait for Dick Hauser to come out. Gave Hauser a little bit of a ribbing down. But you know something, Frank? They say, why would you want interleague play? And as you were giving the statistics and the totals, the amount of people that have witnessed the games the Yankees have played against the Mets for the Mayor's Trophy game, it averages over 40,000 fans per game.
Yes, it does, Phil, and it is a good argument for interleague play. And I know that you have advocated it. I advocate it. I think most American League people do, and someday I think the National League will agree to go along with it, and we will have interleague play. Perhaps a realignment of the major leagues in more geographical terms.
That's an excellent idea, Frank.
I know that Lee MacPhail, the president of the American League, has a long time been in favor of interleague play. He's discussed it. He is on record as favoring it. So we'll see what happens. Of course, a new regime now for the American League with Lee MacPhail replacing Joe Cronin as president of the league. And younger ideas prevail in both leagues with Lee MacPhail and Chub Feeney, who is now president of the National League. Well, we just got through saying it would probably be a short meeting, but it's still going on out at home plate. Dave Fagan, who will start tonight's game for the New York Yankees, has made 5 appearances for the Yankees since being called up from Syracuse on May 2nd. He'll pitch an inning or two. Then manager Bill Virdon will use Bob Kamier, 6'4", 210-pound right-hander from the West Haven Yankees. And following Kamier will be southpaw Larry Gura, purchased by Syracuse from Spokane, Texas Ranger Farm Club, on May 24th. For the Mets, Mike Wegener, 0-1 at Tidewater, has been brought up for this game. He's 27 years old, right-hander with a lifetime Major League record of 8 wins, 20 losses with the Montreal Expos in 1969 and 1970. This season, he's been in 10 games and has a 3.00 earned run average. He last pitched on May 24th against Memphis. The mayor of the city of New York, the Honorable Abe Beam, is scheduled to throw out the first ball for tonight's ball game. And Mayor Beam has just walked in to the celebrity box just to the home plate side of the first base dugout, from whence he will do the honors to get this game underway. As we mentioned before, following the game tonight, the Yankees will be flying out to Minneapolis, Minnesota for a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins. It'll be the first time the Yankees have played the Minnesota Twins this year. And the Yankees will send Dick Tidrow against the Twins' Joe Decker tomorrow night. We'll be on the air at 8:25 with that ball game. The Yanks won 9 out of 12 from the Minnesota Twins last season. They were 5-1 at Yankee Stadium and 4-2 at Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. On Saturday afternoon, it'll be George Medich against Bert Blyleven. And on Sunday afternoon, Mel Stottlemyre will face left-hander Vic Albury. The Mets played last night in Cincinnati and lost 3-2 in 10 innings. The Yankees were rained out yesterday afternoon against the Chicago White Sox here at Shea Stadium. That was the first home rainout since last July 21st. And if you want to jot this down on your schedule, yesterday's postponed game will be made up as part of a twilight doubleheader on Friday evening, August 16th, with the first game starting here at Shea Stadium at 5:30. And now the umpires come over to the celebrity box to shake hands with the dignitaries. This is the first time I've seen the umpires come over to shake hands. Shaking hands with Mayor Beam and other honored guests at tonight's ball game. Looking at the standings as we await the start of the game, the Yankees are in last place in the Eastern Division of the American League, despite the fact that they've won 3 of their last 4 ball games. The Yankees have won 23 and lost 26. They trail the Milwaukee Brewers by 4 games. Milwaukee in first, Boston second, and now the Mets take the field. Baltimore and Detroit are tied for 3rd place. Cleveland is 5th, and the Yankees are 6th. The New York Mets are in 4th place in their division, the Eastern Division of the National League, with a record of 20 wins and 27 losses. They trail the first place Philadelphia Phillies by 5 games. Montreal and St. Louis in a virtual tie for 2nd. The Mets are really tied with Chicago. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Clubhouse right-hander Mike Wegner begins his warm-up throws. And we're waiting for Mayor Beam to throw out the first ball. He'll be throwing it out to young Ron Hodges, the catcher tonight for the New York Mets. Last night, Phil, it seemed that as many fists were flying around the American League as there were baseballs.
There were two dandy fights, Frank. The one down in Texas between the Indians and the Texas Rangers. And I couldn't believe that somebody decked Billy Martin.
Now, I heard that Billy Martin got the can-can act. And nobody seems to know who threw the punch.
No, in those kind of fights, it's hard to tell. You know, everybody, if they don't like somebody, they make a beeline for them. And with the big crowd out there, you can't see everybody. Somebody come from and back here, and you get blindsided, and you don't even know who did it.
Well, having seen him in action once before, as you did, I'd have to say that John Ellis was somewhere in the middle of it.
In the middle. That's exactly right. And then they had another one out in California, I believe.
Yeah, Bobby Valentine charged after... who was it, Bill Singer? Or Clyde Wright. Yeah, charged after Clyde Wright. And then Frank Robinson took on the catcher, Charlie Moore. Now, Frank was given away about 30 years there. Moore's 20 years old. Frank is about... But anyway, be interesting to see how that affects those teams. Sometimes a little battle like that perks a team up.
Yep, and then it makes the rivalry a lot better for the balance of the year anyway. I like to see that happen once in a while.
You ever been in any real good Donnybrooks yourself?
The teams I've been with have been in real Donnybrooks. I mean, where both benches empty. But I would look around and never find anybody as small as myself, so I'd stay right where I was. It might sound a little chicken of me to say that, but I've never lost a fight. I've never won one. I've never been in one. I used to be able to really run.
Okay, Phil, right now, Roy White steps in to lead off for the Yankees, and here with the play-by-play is the Scooter. Undefeated, untied, Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Frank. First pitch to Roy White. Good fastball, a swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, this Wegner, that operation he had might have restored that fastball Frank was talking about a little earlier. He winds again. Curve is low, and it's 1-1. You know, Frank, Mayor Abe Bean used to be my high school teacher in Richmond Hill High School.
Is that right?
I think that's why he gave up teaching. A curve high and outside ball, too.
What did he teach you, English?
No. I'd hate to say that anybody taught me English. All the letters I get about my English and grammar. Accounting. The 2-1 delivery, a foul back 2-2.
Well, you've always been pretty good at figures.
Yes, both ways. I love to study figures.
You like to add and subtract.
All right, it's 2-2, and we got a noisy, excited crowd here tonight. Yankee and Met fans. The pitch, high, gets off the catcher's glove. Back to the screen, it's 3-2 on Roy White. Dick Hauser coaches at third, Elston Howard at first. And this enthusiasm has to spill over. See, there I go. If he taught me English, the way I pronounce enthusiasm, putting an extra T in there, there's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. An overhand fastball right down the middle. That'll bring up Elliott Maddux. Been a lot of stories in the paper, Frank, especially today. Big headlines. Mercer accepting his switch to right field, and Maddux saying the pressure is off him a little bit. Elliott takes a ball. Bobby Mercer was real cool about it after he realized, going to benefit the team. Big headline in the paper. Swing and a foul tip, 1-1.
Well, that's more or less what we said on the air night before last, Phil,
Right.
During the course of the Chicago White Sox game. I talked to Bobby before I came up to the broadcast booth. He told me the same thing. He said what he would do would go out there and give 100% and do his best to help the Yankees win.
He certainly did. His first game in right field. Here's a curve low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Phil, don't ask me any questions. I can't hear you. The folks at home can, but I can't sit next to you.
Okay, Frank. The 2-1 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 2. He tried to check a swing, couldn't do it. On deck, Bobby Mercer.
It's unbelievable to us here with the jets going over the stadium that we're not drowned out by the noise. We are told we are not, but we just can't hear each other talk.
That's right. I got to tell you a little story about that in Barry Gray. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a foul back. You know, Barry Gray is leaving tonight for a trip to the Orient, and I think he needs a rest. When I leave here, which I normally do before the game is over, and I'm listening to you and Bill do the final innings, Barry Gray comes on immediately after a night game, and he can't stand the Yankees. He is always moaning. There's a fly ball, a shallow center field, coming on Dave Schmeck. Back to second baseman Boswell, and Boswell makes the catch, 2 out. Anyway, Barry Gray likes to get on me, and he mentioned the fact that when the planes come over, my voice gets louder and louder. And as you mentioned, we shouldn't do it. But Barry Gray said he's very happy to take this trip for 2 weeks to the Orient. Because whenever the game is over, he has to sit around for a half hour. He just can't stand. He said he cannot get excited about 9 men in knickers chasing a little round white ball. So I hope Barry has a good vacation and is well rested. Bobby Mercer, meanwhile, takes 2 pitches, ball 2. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top of the first inning. Mike Wegner really throwing that ball hard. That changeup outside, ball 3, 3-0.
You better be careful. He may come back and throw some sukiyaki or chow mein at you.
I don't mind. The 3-0 delivery. Fastball in there, strike 1. Three and 1 the count. Wagner winds, and the pitch is fouled back out of play. Speaking of chow mein, Frank, I took Cora to New York this afternoon. We went to Chinatown and had Chinese food. The only thing wrong with Chinese food, about an hour after you eat it, you're hungry again. It's a great diet to go on. I bet you wouldn't put on any weight. I'm not looking at you when I say that. The payoff pitch. Popped up in shallow left field. Cleon Jones coming in. He couldn't find it. Now he's after it and makes the catch. A little difficult to see right now. It's not quite dark enough for the lights to take effect. 3 up, 3 down. And in the middle of the first inning, it's the Yankees nothing and the Mets coming to bat. Say, this is Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store. Do you need money? Well, the Money Store wants to tell you how to get it free. No, you won't find anyone giving money away free of charge. But at Modern Acceptance Corporation, better known as the Money Store, we're doing something almost as good. We're giving away a 24-page booklet called A Guide to Borrowing Money. Now, this easy-to-read booklet is packed with vital information about bank loans, small loans, insurance loans, secondary mortgage loans, and many others. You'll learn all about interest charges and repayment plans. So whether you plan to borrow $500 or any amount up to $25,000, you should read this new booklet published by the Money Store. For your free copy, call the Money Store at 241-5000. That's 241-5000, area code 201. Ask for your free copy of A Guide to Borrowing Money. That number again is 241-5000. That's 241-5000, and this offer is for New Jersey homeowners only. Say that number in my sleep, 241-5000.
What was that number again, Phil?
241-5000.
Just looking down the New York Mets batting order, Bill, I see that Yogi Berra has stacked some left-hand hitters in here. He's got Garrett, Boswell, Staub, Milner, Schmeck, and Hodges, all left-hand hitters. Right now, Wayne Garrett is ready to lead off for the Mets against Dave Fagan, hard-throwing young right-hander for the New York Yankees.
Wayne Garrett will lead it off for the Mets. Dave Fagan out on the mound. And the first pitch to Garrett is low, ball 1. And the next pitch is low, ball 2. I missed. That's Sal Marciano in back of me here is very disrupting. The pitch is in there, strike call. Sal is a picture of sartorial splendor in his hunting out there. And I don't know what he hunts, Frank. As we get the 2-1 delivery.
I do.
Foul down the left field line, that'll be out of play. Frank knows what you hunt, Sal.
Well, I'm just doing a little bird dogging here at Shea.
Okay. You sport fans know that term. Very popular term with athletes. 2-2 the count. Now the windup. And the pitch is fouled back out of play. That's right, Frank Messer. Hand him the binoculars. No score in the bottom of the first inning, the Mayor's Trophy game. Pagan's next pitch is lined, a base hit to right center. Maddux is over there. Up with it, and Garrett is on with a solid line single to right center field. That'll bring up Ken Boswell. Boswell, a left-hand batter. Yankee infield. Gonzales at third, Mason at short, Stanley at second, and Chambliss at first. Gonzales looking for the possible bunt in on the infield grass. Chambliss holding the bag against Garrett. Stretched by Pagan. His pitch is low, ball 1. And on deck, Cleon Jones. Frank told you it's a beautiful night for the ball game, even though the temperature has dropped from what it was about 2 hours ago. Still very pleasant here at Shea. Pagan checks the runner. His pitch, ground ball is short, could be 2. Mason goes to Stanley, 1 back to first, double play. I want to tell you, that was a pretty play. A tough hop to Mason and a tough chance for Stanley, Frank.
I was going to say, Phil, you could appreciate that play because that ball was sinking down and to the right of Mason when it got out there. He had to go quickly to his right. He knew it was going to take a tough hop. He had to play the hop, get the ball over to Stanley. He couldn't give Stanley exactly the throw he wanted. Stanley had to hold his ground there at second base and then get the ball back. No chance for Stanley to cross the bag.
Nope. And Stanley has done an excellent job in the one game he played since coming up from Syracuse, and here on that double play tonight. Here's Cleon Jones. It's low, ball 1 to Cleon.
Stanley was in on, a couple of double plays night before last. He got knocked down. The first 2 base runners coming into second base.
All right, and he still hung in there. No score in the bottom of the first. Pagan's pitch, swing and a miss at a curve. 1-1. And on deck, Rusty Staub. And I have another white knuckle buddy in the plane flying field. Rusty Staub, who doesn't enjoy flying. And I understand the Mets had a rough trip last night from Cincinnati. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. The Mets left in a thunder and lightning storm from Cincinnati. Plane bounced around a bit. That's always very frightening. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Pagan kicks, delivers a curve just outside, 2-2. Eddie Yost coaching at third base.
Roy McMillan's down there first.
Roy McMillan. Couple of old infielders, a third baseman and a shortstop. Pitch, he held up, it's low inside. Full count, 3-2. Yes, sir. They have drawn 476,913 fans to the games played between the Yankees and the Mets. The payoff pitch, low, ball 4. He lost him. Pagan a little upset with that pitch, not the call. It was low. And now Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub has 8 doubles, 8 homers, and 26 runs batted in, batting .270. Left-hand batter. Pagan's pitch is line to left center, a base hit. And nice play by Maddux. Holy cow, he holds that to a long single. I want to tell you, if that ball had gotten by Maddux, Roy White was doing an excellent job backing up, but Jones might have scored all the way.
On a play like that, Maddux' experience as an infielder comes into play, Phil. He fielded that ball going to his right beautifully and held Cleon Jones at second base.
That's right. Maddux, we told you, is an excellent infielder, and I tell you, that was a tough chance. So the double play was a big one by the Yankees, or the Mets would be off and running here in the first. As it is, they have not scored. They have runners at first and second. 2 out. Here is John Milner. The pitch to Milner on the inside corner, strike one call. I'll tell you, Milner hit a long home run last night along with Cleon Jones for the only 2 Met runs. And when Milner swings, he kind of leans over the plate, swings, and then pulls his body all the way around. Kind of jerks that ball out of the park. Outside and high, 1-1.
Milner has good power. He's not overly large. He's 6 feet tall, weighs 185 pounds, according to the New York Mets press guide.
All right, Milner, like Staub, has 8 home runs. That's high on the Mets. Pagan checks Jones. Changeup way outside, 2 balls and a strike. No score on the bottom of the first. 2 out and 2 on for the Mets. On deck, Ron Hodges. Jones off second, Staub off first. The pitch is fouled down the left field line, back into the seats.
Seems strange to look at the National League umpires. Of course, they're wearing their traditional blue uniforms, but Billy Williams, the second base umpire, plays between the pitcher's mound and second base, or stands, doesn't play there. And then you see the plate umpire, Tom Gorman, with the inside chest protector right down over the catcher's shoulder.
It is very strange. Almost looks like Williams is in the way of the play. Pagan stretches and then steps off the rubber. 2-2 the count. Fred Stanley is on the edge of the outfield grass at second. Chambliss deep at first. Pitch to Milner, a curved line drive, base hit right field. Mercer charging hard, up with it. The throw to the plate is not in time, and the Mets are out in front 1-0 as Jones scores. Milner did not hit that ball real hard over Fred Stanley's head in the right center field. So Cleon Jones scores, and after 2 outs, a walk and 2 singles, Staub is at second base. And the batter now, Ron Hodges. No, it's not. It's Dave Schmeck. We got a lot of left-hand hitters in this lineup. Schmeck, a left-hand batter. The stretch by Pagan. And the pitch is strike one call.
They have 6 left-hand batters in the lineup. There again, the difference in the 2 league rules. You see Hodges, the catcher on deck, still wearing his shin guards.
That pitch is outside. It's 1-1.
Under American League rules, the catcher must remove all his gear before he comes out on deck, but in the National League, he can still wear the shin guards.
I'm waiting for the day when they synchronize rules for both leagues.
I am too, Phil.
High fly to right field. Mercer back on the warning track. He's calling for it, and Bobby makes the catch in front of the 371-foot sign. For the Mets, a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. And at the end of the first inning, it's the Mets 1, the Yankees nothing.
Well, you've already read and heard a lot about the Yankee yearbook for 1974. The Yanks have long had a reputation for producing outstanding yearbooks, and we think you'll agree that this year's edition is every bit as good, as interesting, and as exciting as any of recent memory. Each year, the Yankees have a special yearbook feature, and this year it's a novel 32-minute long-playing record on the history of Yankee Stadium, entitled Yankee Stadium, The Sounds of 50 Years. You'll hear the voices of Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Bob Shawkey, Waite Hoyt, Roger Maris's 61st home run, the Louis Schmeling fight, Pope Paul's historic Mass for Peace, New York Giant football highlights, and many more historic features. The book itself features beautiful layouts, fine color photography, player records all in one section, stories and photos on every Yankee, plus many future Yanks, A salute to Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford, who are about to enter baseball's Hall of Fame, and so much more. The yearbook costs $1.50 here at Shea and at newsstands. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA New York. Ask your travel agent about Air Jamaica's new low GIT fare.
On Air Jamaica, la la la, feeling good.
All right, Chris Chambliss leads it off for the Yankees here. The Yankees trail 1-0. Mike Wegner set the Yankees down in order. Had one strikeout in the first inning. Pitch to Chris is a curve, low, ball one. Wegner winds, and a fastball outside, ball two. And that's something we don't see during the Yankee games. The Mets pennant flag flying below Old Glory out on the center field flagpole. Or have I been missing that? I haven't seen that, Frank.
No.
Oh. High, ball three. That's what the Yankees are striving for, to have their flag put up there. Preferably the World Series winning flag. Ball four. Chambliss has walked on 4 straight pitches. So the Yankees get their first base runner. And it will bring up Ronaldo Gonzales. Mrs. Payson sitting alongside the Met dugout, almost directly in back of first base. Stretch by Wegner. And the pitch is in there, strike call. Oh, that Marciano's going to get it. Always when he leaves, he gives me a little dig. I'll get him. Pitch is inside, 1-1. He's a real huckleberry, Marciano. That's Sal. Salvatore. The 1-1 pitch is hit foul, back out of play, and the seat's down the right field line. On deck, Rick Dempsey. All of a sudden, we got a new left fielder. That looks like Eddie Cranepool out there. I have to double check that. They're going to make a lot of changes. We're going to have to be alert. He swings and misses and strikes out. One after a bad curveball high. Second strikeout for Wegner. Labe, you got the glasses on that left fielder. Can you get his number? Number 7. That's got to be Eddie Cranepool. Let me check that. The pitch to Dempsey is over, strike one call. Eddie Cranepool has moved into play left field as Cleon Jones batted once and left the game. That's what is the usual procedure in Mayor's Trophy games. Change up high, 1-1. Rusty Staub is still in right. Dave Schmeck in center. Garrett, Martinez, Boswell, and Milner still in there. Ron Hodges catching. Wegner out on the mound. Chambliss leads off first. Fastball foul just below us. And listen to this crowd. They're cheering a catch by a fan in the mezzanine. A ball and 2 strikes. Mets 1, Yankees nothing. Top of the second. Wegner comes to the belt. Curve hit in the air to deep right center field. Staub over there, though, and makes the catch in deep right center. Bluffs the throw to first base. Looked like Dempsey for a moment there had one up the alley, but a little too high. 2 out, and now Jim Mason batting. Jim Mason, the batter.
Eddie Cranepool in left field, playing straight away on Mason, even though he's a left-hand batter. High and tight, throw to first, and Chambliss just barely back in time. Good throw by Ron Hodges. Almost knocked Mason down with that pitch. The stretch and the pitch. Check swing, and it's high, ball 2-0. On deck, Fred Stanley. Two men out. Wegner kicks and delivers a bouncing ball right back to the pitcher. He throws to first. That's all for Mason and the Yankees. Nothing across, a man left, and in the middle of the second inning, it's the Mets 1, the Yankees nothing.
Yes, a lot of dames think I'm the kind of guy who'll love 'em and leave 'em. Well, it ain't true, see? I'm still in love with my first love. I met her in a speakeasy in Jersey. Now, don't knock it. Some of those speakeasies were something to see, Yeah. My first love was sitting at the bar. The most beautiful schooner of beer I ever saw, see? It was draft beer, fresh, smooth, creamy. The kind of beer you probably first loved when you were a punk. Well, I kept on loving draft beer ever since. So I never had no time for dames, see? And later, when I found out I could get my first love out of a can of Peel's Real Draft, I was happy. Look, if you want a beer you can fall in love with, try Peel's Real Draft. It's just as fresh and smooth and creamy as the kind over in Jersey was. And if you Peel brothers know what's good for you, you'll keep on making Peel's Real Draft, see?
Peel's Real Draft, the kind of beer you first loved.
Peel Brothers, Willimantic, Massachusetts.
Well, Phil Rizzuto, now that Ed Cranepool has made an appearance in this ball game, Cranepool is the only player to have played in all 12 Mayor's Trophy games so far. He's been in every one of them.
How do you like that?
That's quite a record.
It is, because I remember when he first came up, he was just a youngster. What, about 8? Had to be about 18 or
19, maybe.
19, and he's been around so long. He's one of those ball players like Gene Michael. Every year they say, well, he won't play this year. Somebody will take his place, and there he is.
If the Yanks should win this ball game tonight, and right now they trail 1-0, they would even the Mayor's Trophy game series. The Mets have won 6 of the 11 played so far. And the Mets lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. The catcher, Ron Hodges, leads it off. Here's Phil.
All right, Frank Hodges, a left-hand batter. Stands well up in front of the plate. Pitch by Pagan is in there, strike one call. Well, the Cubs beat the Giants this afternoon, 5-3, and in the top of the second, Houston leads Montreal 2-0. Curve is in there, strike 2. 0-2.
I believe those are the only 2 other games in the National League, and no American League games are posted.
All right, on deck, Teddy Martinez. Pitch low and outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
The reason no other American League games are posted, there are no American League games tonight.
That's a very good reason. Very logical. There's a pitch bounced off home plate. Pagan, no. Gonzales, one hands a throw. They got him. Good play by Fernando Gonzales. Gonzales had to wait. If he had kept coming in, he'd have run into Dave Pagan. He had to let Pagan go by and then threw him out.
Because even though Gonzales has been playing second base and some shortstop for the Yankees, third base is his more natural position.
Looked very good on that one. Here's Teddy Martinez. Martinez, who fills in for Rusty Staub and occasionally for Felix Millan of the Mets. Playing shortstop tonight. Swings and misses a curveball. Strike 1. Next pitch is low. It's 1-1. On deck is Mike Wegener. And as Frank mentioned, Dave Pagan's going to have to bat tonight unless Bill Virdon pinch hits for him. Fly ball, that'll be out of play down the right field line, drifting back into the crowd. National League does not use the designated hitter rule. And with the Mets the home team tonight, the Yankees can't use it. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul. Count holds at a ball and 2 strikes. One out, nobody on. In the bottom of the second, the Mets out in front, 1-0. Dave Pagan, the right-hander, delivers a foul tip off the glove of Dempsey and back to the screen. Tommy Gorman, the plate umpire, used to be a pretty good left-hand pitcher in his day, and is one of the best left-hand umpires in the banquet circuit. He is a funny man. If you ever get an opportunity and you know he's going to be at whatever affair you're going to, make sure you go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A sidearm curveball as Pagan racks up his first strikeout of the ball game. And now the pitcher, Mike Wegener. His name is spelled Wegener. Right-hand batter takes the strike on the outside corner. Wayne Garrett on deck. The Mets scored in the first inning on a walk and 2 singles after 2 are out. Milner driving in the run. Swing and a miss at a curve in the dirt. 0-2. I tell you, this is a live crowd. Little action, you're going to hear some yelling and screaming. The 2-strike pitch. Slice foul back in the crowd. I tell you, those are dangerous type fouls. Especially when they hit back near where the women are, or the girls. They hold their head and close their eyes. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Pagan gets his second strikeout. 3 up and 3 down. And at the end of 2 full innings, it's the Mets 1, the Yankees 0.
To the binoculars you talked about a while ago. Somewhere there's a banner that says "Beat New York." Very original idea. So Harold Weissman, the PR director for the Mets, just pointed it out down in the stands. Beat New York. Hey, while we have a chance, here is our broadcast schedule for the upcoming road trip on the Yankee Network. For the games at Minnesota, we'll be on the air at 8:25 Friday, 2:10 Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Then in Chicago, 3 night games, and we'll be on at 8:55 New York time for those 3 games, because we do have the hour time difference in moving out west. So you'll be listening for us tomorrow night at 8:25 New York time. Well, the Yankees go on the road, but they'll be back here at Shea. Their next home game here at Shea Stadium will be on Friday night, June the 7th, against the Minnesota Twins. The Yankees on the next homestand will meet Minnesota, and for the first time this year, we'll see the California Angels. Phil?
All right, Frank, Freddie Stanley leads it off for the Yankees. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Even with the bag at third, Wayne Garrett. Wegner kicks, delivers, is a bouncing ball to the left to Garrett. Martinez has it, his throw, not in time. A good play by Teddy Martinez, but it'll be an infield hit. He went a long ways to his right, threw off balance. Milner had to go out to get the throw, and Stanley beats it out for an infield hit. So with Garrett playing in, he couldn't get to that ball. The Yankees' first base hit of the ball game, and now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Pagan, Lou Piniella. So Piniella will be the batter. And the Yankee fans give Lou a hand. And the Met fans give him a boo. So Stanley at first base with nobody out. The Mets lead 1-0. Wegner kicks and delivers a curve outside, ball 1. You can get a good running jump on Mike Wegner. He sort of makes it all in one motion, comes down slow to the belt and not quite a full stop, and then pitches. Fastball fouled back out of play over our heads. It's 1-1. Fred Stanley looking over at Dick Hauser, the third base coach. Wegner gets the sign from Hodges. He sets. There goes Stanley. The ball is swung at and foul tipped. So Stanley will have to come back. He had a running jump. This must be a very important game. Even John Sterling is here tonight. All the stars are here. Sir, this is the place to be. High society, low society. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw to first. Stanley's back. Outfield straight away on Piniella. The stretch and the curve is hit in the air to shallow right field. Rusty Staub's going to have a long run. He's not going to get to it. Boswell, but Milner makes a beautiful play. Where did he come from? I'm looking at Staub and Boswell. Neither one could reach it, and all of a sudden Milner over the shoulder grab going down the right field line. It was foul, but a pretty play by John Milner. And now Roy White, who struck out his first time up, will be the batter. 1 away. Yankees trailing 1-0 in the top of the third. And on deck, Elliott Maddux. Again, Garrett is even with the bag at third. Quick throw to first. Stanley is back. Wegner had not gone into the stretch position. Now he stretches. And this time he stopped, and the pitch is fouled back to the screen. So evidently Ron Hodges, the catcher, alerted him to the fact he was not coming to a stop. He stretches again. Comes to a stop. Pitch is high and outside. It's 1-1. I smell something mentholated. The 1-1 pitch, outside ball 2, 2-1. Whatever it is, it's clearing up my sinuses. I don't know what it is, but it's good. The stretch by Wegner. The pitch fouled out of play. It's 2-2. Mets 1, Yankees 0 in the top of the third. Roy White with a brand new piece of lumber up there. See if he can put a good mark on that just above the trademark. Curve, nope. Fly ball, shallow center field. Schmeck coming on. Boswell back, and Schmeck makes the catch as Boswell gets out of the way. Schmeck is a little guy, solidly built. Really looks funny when you see him running hard. Kind of roly-poly out there. And now Elliott Maddux, who popped to second base. Schmeck is 5'10" and 200 pounds. All right, Stanley at first. See if the Yankees let him run with 2 out. Get a runner in scoring position. The stretch. He doesn't go, and the curve is low. Ball 1. Maddux the batter, and Bobby Mercer on deck. I guess Bill Virdon will let his regulars hit at least twice. The kick and the pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Two men are out. Stanley leads away. Milner holding him close. Right-hander sets. Oh, a pitch that looked like a balk. Throw to first and he's back. It was a pitch out. Stanley was not going. That was a weird move, I'll tell you. 2 balls and a strike. Stanley with a big lead at first base. The stretch, the curve in the dirt, gets away from Hodges, and Stanley will go to second. And rounds the bag and then holds on, so that'll be a wild pitch charged to Wegner. And the Yankees have a runner in scoring position with the count of 3-1 on Elliott Maddux. That ball hit Hodges off the left wrist as it hit in the dirt. So let's see if Maddux can come through with a clutch base hit here to tie up the ball game. You got to do a lot of rooting in this Mayor's Trophy game. A stretch by Wegner. Fastball inside, ball 4, and that'll have Yankee runners at first and second, and Bobby Mercer the batter. Listen to this crowd. Big headline on the back page of the New York Daily News. The Yankee crisis is over. Mercer okays shift to right field. So we have harmony again with the Yankees. The pitch to Bobby, high and outside, ball 1.
In the clubhouse tonight, Phil, Bobby was in his usual spot in his rocking chair, but he wasn't rocking too fast. He is settled back now.
Good, because they said in that interview he was really rocking fast till he made a decision. All right, runners lead off first and second. Pitch to Mercer, fouled out of play. It's 1-1.
I feel, Phil, that perhaps some commentators have been unfair to Bobby Mercer.
Oh, a lot of it. It usually is. They take too many things for granted until they go and talk to the principals involved and find out the full story. All right, the Yankees trail 1-0 with 2 out and 2 on. Martinez trying to sneak in back of Stanley. Wegner winds. Curve high and outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bobby is the only ball player I know of, and there might be others who have a rocking chair in front of their locker. Outside of our late President Kennedy, who used a rocking chair. Curve high, ball 3, 3-1. So Wegner all of a sudden having problems with the strike zone.
You know, Phil, a rocking chair is very comfortable.
I know it is for people who have bad backs, I know it. Plus, my bride, Cora, has a bad back, and she has a rocking chair. And you can do a lot of serious thinking in a rocking chair. And sleeping. 3-1 the count. The stretch. And the pitch. Foul. It'll be out of play, so Bobby gets a life. Back into the box seats and out of play. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Stanley and Maddux will be running with this pitch. But first, Tom Gorman will have to dust off home plate. So a big pitch coming in for Mercer and the Yankees. They trail in the ball game 1-0. Maddux with a big lead at first base. The stretch by Wegner. The runners go. The ball is outside and the bases are loaded. The third walk given up. And the batter now, Chris Chambliss, who walked in the second inning. And again, Hodges out to the mound to talk with Wegner. Stanley at third, Maddux at second, Mercer at first. And a base hit now will put the Yankees out in front. All right, Wegner pitching from the stretch position. No windup. His pitch, swinging a foul, back, strike 1. Outfield straight away on Chris Chambliss. The stretch, the kick, the pitch is high, 1-1, almost a wild pitch. Stanley ready to break from third on anything. Stanley takes his lead inside the foul line in fair territory. He starts it outside, but as he comes down the line, he gets close to fair. The 1-1 pitch, a curve, high ball 2. Now that's a pretty good move, because if the catcher's trying to pick you off and you turn and go back to the bag, he's got to hit you with that ball. Two balls and a strike. No place to put Chambliss without forcing in a run. Here's the stretch. The pitch, high ball 3. 3-1. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if Chambliss were taking all the way right here. Wegner with this big crowd and a chance to impress the Major League team. Probably a little nervous out there, a little excited. And the 3-1 delivery. He fouls it off out of play. It's a full count. Once again, the runners will be moving. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases loaded. Of course, the big winners tonight are the Sandlot kids. That's who this game is played for. But I am rooting for the Yankees tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The stretch by Wegner. His pitch, ball 4, and the ball game is tied up. A run is forced in. Stanley scores. It's a 1-1 ball game, and the batter now, Fernando Gonzales. And now John Milner comes over to talk. And Rube Walker, I believe, the pitching coach, is coming out.
Okay, while Rube Walker, the pitching coach, goes out there to try to settle Wegner down, we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
I'm Malachi McCourt of WMCA New York, and I'm here from 7 to 10 on Saturday evening, 4 to 8 on Sundays. Give me a shout and you'll get one back.
Well, Rube has had his say, and now Fernando Gonzales will step in with the bases loaded, 2 outs and a run across for the Yankees. The ball game tied 1-1.
All right, Fernando Gonzales. The pitch is line to left center field. Schmeck after it. Still can't get it. It's a grand slam home run. Holy cow, I don't believe it. A grand slam home run for Fernando Gonzales. And the Yankees lead 5-1. I never thought that young man had all that power. Over the 396-foot sign, clears the bases. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful plane trip to Minnesota tonight.
I see what happens. You got a hard-throwing pitcher out there, getting behind the batters, walked 3 men in a row, grooved one to Gonzales, and he handled it.
Rick Dempsey takes a pitch inside ball 1. I saw it, but I still don't believe it. 4 big runs batted in. The next pitch to Dempsey. Low, listen to those Yankee fans. Turn it on here.
I think a few Met fans just switched over.
Yankees 5 and the Mets 1. 2 out, nobody on. The pitch is low. And it's 3 balls, no strikes. So wildness has cost Wegner here. He's only allowed 2 base hits, an infield hit by Stanley, and the grand slam home run by Fernando Gonzales. They give an award for the outstanding player of this ball game. There's a swing and a miss. They let Dempsey go on a 3-0 count. It's 3-1. So Fernando's got a good head start on the most valuable player for the Mayor's Trophy game. The 3-1 delivery, a bouncer to third base. Garrett in back of the bag, fires to first in time to get him. But 5 big runs on just 2 hits. No errors, nobody left. And in the middle of the third, the Yankees 5, the Mets 1.
According to the National Safety Council, tires with tread of less than 2/32 of an inch should be replaced. But there are a lot of other things that could be wrong with your tires that are just as dangerous. Things you could need a trained eye to spot, like a weakened sidewall. Well, judging a tire's safety is too important to trust to yourself. It should be done by an expert. Your local Getty dealer has all the instruments and experience to give your tires a complete free inspection. Then if you need new tires, he has the right tread at the right price for your car and your type of driving. Like the Getty steel-belted radial. It lasts longer than conventional tires, gives better gas mileage than conventional tires, and is safer than conventional tires. And you can buy them with your Getty credit card and take up to 6 months to pay, without paying any interest if payments are made on time. At Getty, we make it easy to know if you need new tires and easy to pay for them if you do.
Well, Bill, we've got a change in right field for the Yankees. Walter Williams has replaced Bobby Mercer in right field. Bobby has the rest of the evening off. And we have a new pitcher out there that appears to be and is Mike Wallace. So Mike Wallace now pitching. He's a left-hander. And Walt Williams replaces Bobby Mercer in right field. Wallace will bat in the number 9 position, if I heard the announcement correctly. And, of course, Walt Williams will bat in the spot vacated by Mercer, the number 3 spot in the Yankee batting order. So Mike Wallace on the pitch, and he'll be facing left-hander Wayne Garrett, leading off for the New York Mets. The Yankees on the grand slam home run by Ronaldo Gonzales, leading the ball game 5-1.
All right, Frank, Wayne Garrett lined a single to right center field his first time up. Pitch by Wallace is right in there, strike one call.
If I recall correctly, Phil, didn't Graig Nettles hit a grand slam home run in last year's Mayor's Trophy game for the Yankees?
Absolutely. The one strike pitch, a curve hit high in the air to right field, but little Walt Williams coming in under it, pounds the glove 3 times and makes the catch, 1 out. That'll bring up Ken Boswell, who bounced into a double play his first time up. And then on deck will be Eddie Kranepool. High to Boswell, ball 1. Yankees 5 runs on just 2 hits. Pitch by Wallace is low, ball 2, 2-0. But 3 consecutive walks in the top of the third really cost Mike Wegener. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Popped up in shallow left. Mason moves back on the edge of the outfield grass, calling for it. And has it. 2 men are out. And now Eddie Kranepool.
Are you singing?
I was singing. I feel very good now. The Yankees leading 5-1. There's the strike to Kranepool. I just want to see. He came up to the Mets in 1962. And except for shuffling off to Buffalo for a couple of months and a little bit in Tidewater, he's been with the Mets all that time. It's a long time. He bounces one foul to Chris Chambliss. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kranepool. So Kranepool will be 30 years old on November 8th of this year. Check swing foul off his foot. 2 out, nobody on. Yankees leading 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. Pitch is low, 2-2. Rusty Staub on deck.
Mets have Ray Sadecki, a left-hander, warming up in their bullpen. Cecil Upshaw is warming up for the Yankees.
Swing and a foul to the right of home plate. Still 2-2. Wallace shakes off one sign. Now he's got the one he wants. And it was the right one. He strikes out. Eddie Kranepool. 3 up and 3 down for the Mets. Frank Messer will carry you along for the next 3. The score at the end of 3, the Yankees 5 and the Mets 1.
Well, with Fernando Gonzales hitting a grand slam home run, Phil, a little trivia for you. Who was the last Yankee to hit a grand slam home run at Yankee Stadium?
Fred Stanley.
Fred Stanley is right in this ball game.
Don't ask me anything about shortstops, Frank. That I know. But other positions, I'm not too sharp.
And let's see, the last Yankee to hit a home run at Yankee Stadium was...
I know, Duke Sims.
Now, he's not a shortstop.
No, I know, but he's a little flaky. And I know the flaky ball players.
All right, there's our little trivia contribution for this evening. On the scoreboard this afternoon, the Chicago Cubs beat the San Francisco Giants 5-3. And in a ball game being played tonight in Jerry Park, Montreal, in the bottom half of the second, the last report we had, Houston leads the Montreal Expos by a score of 2-0. Well, Bill White comes in to join me as we go to the 4th inning of this ball game, checking around to see if there have been any changes for the New York Mets, because players will be shuffling in and out of this ball game tonight. I don't see any. And we have Jim Mason leading off for the Yankees. First pitch to him is over, but low, ball 1. Crowd really buzzing. Mason bounced back to the pitcher his first time up. Left-hand hitter. He swings away, bounces one slowly to the right side. Charged by Milner. He's up, throws to the pitcher covering in time. Mason is out 3-1. Milner, the first baseman, to Wegener covering. 1 out, and here's Fred Stanley. Started the Yankees off in the third with an infield single. Came in to score the tying run on consecutive walks to Maddux, Mercer, and Chambliss. And then Fernando Gonzales hit the grand slam homer. Right-hand batter Stanley. Pitch to him. Strike 1 call. Knee high and had the inside corner. Next pitch coming. High. Off-speed pitch. He changed up on him. And Bill White, the Yankees getting a little unexpected power from Gonzales.
That's his first of the year.
Yes, it
was.
was.
A big one for him.
All right, the 1-1 delivery will be coming down from Wegener. Slider low and away. 2 balls and a strike.
Of course, he would like to have hit that home run in a regular season ball game.
Well, now he knows he can do it.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Ground ball deep in the hole left side and on through the left field base hit. Martinez made a bid, couldn't reach it. Stanley makes a big turn and comes back. The left fielder Kranepool fell down coming in on that ground ball. Stanley saw that, had a notion for a second, made a big turn, but settles for his second single of the ball game. And now Graig Nettles will bat for Mike Wallace. Graig Nettles batting for Wallace. And as we said before, if you recall, it was Graig Nettles who hit a grand slam home run for the Yankees in last year's Mayor's Trophy game. Milner holding Stanley out at first base. Nettles, left-hand batter, spreads out in the box, and the pitch to him. High and outside, ball 1. Nettles had a clutch base hit in the ball game night before last to drive in the winning run in the 10th inning. Brought Mercer home with the winning run and a 3-2 win over Chicago. Next pitch, high and outside, quick throw to first base. Stanley is back. One thing about young Ron Hodges, he doesn't mind throwing to the bases. 2 balls and no strikes on Graig Nettles. And Wegener's problem tonight has been one of control. He walked 3 consecutive men in the third, grooved one to Gonzales, and Gonzales hit it out for a grand slam. Fastball rises high, and it's ball 3. Wegener out there just shaking his head now. Can't understand, evidently, why he can't get his stuff over. Ray Sadecki continues to warm in the Mets bullpen. 3-0 to Nettles. Ball 4, high and outside, and Nettles is on. That is the 5th walk given up by Wegener, and that will be his last walk. And Bill White, Ray Sadecki will be brought in by Yogi Berra. Mike Wegener, I'm sure, trying to impress Yogi tonight. Maybe overthrowing, I really don't know. I've never seen Wegener pitch, even though he was with the Montreal Expos. But I'm sure trying to make an impression tonight, hoping to get a bid to the Major League club, but the control just wasn't with him.
You know, I saw Mike Wegener, I believe 1967, Frank. He was originally signed by the Philadelphia Phillies. And then, of course, he was, 7 years younger than he is now. So he was about 20 or 21, and he had the same problem then that he has now, wildness. Of course, then he also picked up a sore arm, and the Phillies had to send him back to the minor leagues. Then he got picked up by Montreal, and he also had arm trouble up there. And you're right, a kid will try to impress, because this could be the stepping stone for him. As a couple of Yankee pitchers have used this game, Maddux and Steve Kline, a former Yankee.
That's right. The Mayor's Trophy game was really the making of Steve Kline. He had been up. Went bad, came back, pitched that ball game, and he's been in the major leagues ever since. And Doc Maddux got his first test against major league hitters in the Mayor's Trophy game a couple of years ago.
But Wegener, to go back to what I was talking about, was wild then. And you figure that with 7 years of experience in the minors, and I think he pitched a couple of years for the Montreal Expos, that somehow he might acquire a little better control. But he's still young. He's only, I think, 27 years old, but it's getting late for a pitcher. 27 for pitchers old. 27 for hitters, sometimes you can learn a little bit more. But still time for Mike Wegener.
Don't tell Don McMahon that 27 is old.
Don McMahon has been put on the active roster. He's 44.
That's right.
Of course, he's a relief pitcher and the pitching coach out there with the San Francisco Giants.
I wonder if he has the job of taking himself out when he thinks he is in trouble.
I think I would be worried more about putting myself into a trouble spot than getting out of it if I were 44 years old.
How about this left-hander, Ray Sadecki? Bill, you faced him.
Yeah, Sadecki was originally the property of the Cardinals. The Cardinals gave him about $60,000 a sign when I was over there. And then when he was younger, he was a fastball curveball pitcher. Now he's a little craftier. He got a little bit better control now and depends on his head a little bit more than his arm. Still a good pitcher, Frank.
All right, Bill. Roy White swings around, bats right-handed now. Runners at first and second, 1 out. There's the set. Here's the pitch. White fouls it off the end of the bat and off the front of the Met dugout down the first base line. We mentioned before, this is a home game for the New York Mets. The Yankees are leading 5-1. White has struck out and fly to center field, so he's over 2. Stanley and Nettles lead away from second and first. The pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by Hodges to save a wild pitch. And the jet traffic continues from LaGuardia. The look in for the side. Very short stretch by Sadecki. Left-hander kicks and deals. And there's a drive out toward left center field. That's going to be a tweener. Bounces all the way to the wall. Here comes Stanley around to score. Nettles is being held up at third base by Coach Dick Hauser. White goes in standing with a double. The Yankees lead 6-1. The run is charged to the departed Wegener. 2-base hit for Roy White as he creamed one up the alley in left center field. It one-hopped off the boards. And now Elliott Maddux, who has popped up and walked and scored a run. Infield is in. The pitch is high for a ball. They bring in Garrett, Martinez, Boswell, and Milner. To the grass of the infield. The next pitch to Maddux, high and outside. And Sadecki having a little trouble getting the ball where he wants it. Walt Williams is on deck. Full windup by Sadecki, and his next pitch. Taken for a strike. Got the outside part of the plate just about knee-high to the right-hand hitting Elliott Maddux, the Yankees' new center fielder. Sadecki glances at third, kicks and deals. Pitch is hit high in the air to right center field. Plenty of time for Schmeck to get under it. He makes the catch, and after the catch, here comes Nettles. He scores easily from third base, and the Yankees lead 7-1. Sacrifice fly, run batted in for Elliott Maddux.
You know, Frank, I don't know the division of the crowd here, but I saw a couple of signs down the right field line that, the people really sitting on the fence. One was Beat New York, and the other, an excellently drawn sign, has a Yankee emblem on one side and the New York Met emblem on the other. And I think that's what this is all about, New York Sandlot baseball.
Yes, it is, Bill. You're absolutely right. First pitch to Williams. Fastball is in. Strike call to the right-hand hitter. Williams batting for the first time since replacing Bobby Mercer. Mercer came to bat twice, flied to left, walked, and scored a run. Yanks now lead 7-1. Next pitch. Taken low. One ball and one strike. 2 outs, a runner at second. Williams sends a drive out toward right center, and this is going to be in between Staub and Schmeck. One hops to the 371 marker. Roy White scores easily. Williams goes in standing up at second base. And now the Yankees lead 8-1. Chris Chambliss moves in. Williams at second, 2 outs. Chambliss has walked both times. Swings, hits a base hit through the right side. Williams being waved around third. Staub's throw goes in toward the plate, cut off. Throw to second, not in time. It is in time. Hold everything, it is in time. The throw was cut off by Garrett. He fired back to Boswell at second base, and Chambliss is out, trying to stretch a single into a double. The run scores, however, and now in the middle of the fourth inning, the score: the New York Yankees 9 and the New York Mets 1.
Excuse me, I've never been to an off-track betting office before. How does this thing work?
Say, what's your name, buddy?
Walter.
Oh, well, I'm Charlie.
Hi.
Now listen, me and all the other guys here are New York bets, you know?
Yeah, like in the ads.
Okay. Now, we don't like to see anybody taken advantage of. So, you got any experience?
Well, my Aunt Gorgonia taught me bingo, and my old lady got me into the lottery, and...
yeah, well, that's fine. Okay, fellas, lend a hand.
Okay, now look, Walter, here's an OTB form, see?
Yeah.
Simple as ABC. Now, let's say you want to bet on Watergate and the Fifth.
No, I don't really think
Hey, Walter, want a hot tip?
Harry.
Use a pencil instead of a pen. You might want to change your mind.
Harry.
Now, you go to that window and give the guy $2 along with a betting slip. You got it?
Got it. Hey, you guys are really good sports.
Hey, fellas, come on, let's hear it for Walter, our latest New York Bets rookie.
There may be other teams in town, but the New York Bets are the biggest sports of all.
Well, the Yankees will be in Minnesota tomorrow night to play the Minnesota Twins. They'll send out Dick Tidrow, who's won 3 and lost 1 with the Yankees. Overall, Tidrow has won 4 and lost 4. And he'll go against the Twins' Joe Decker. Decker on the year has won 5 and lost 4. This will be the first meeting between the Yankees and the Twins since last July. The Yankees won 2 of 3 here at Yankee Stadium. Last year, the Yankees did fairly well against the Minnesota Twins. They won 9, lost 3. They were 4-1 or 5-1 at Yankee Stadium and 4-2 at Metropolitan Stadium. So tomorrow, in a night ball game. The 8:25 New York time. The Yankees and the Minnesota Twins. Dick Tidrow against Joe Decker.
Well, we have a new pitcher for the Yankees. Cecil Upshaw comes on. And Rusty Staub leads off for the New York Mets. The pitching change, the only one. The windup, the right-hander deals a sidearm pitch, bounce slowly right side. Chambliss cuts in front of the second baseman Stanley. Has, throws in time to Upshaw covering. And Staub on one pitch is out, 4-1. And now John Milner, the first baseman. Milner singled his first time up to drive in the Mets' only run. He delivered Cleon Jones from second base. Milner, a left-hand batter. Dave Schmeck is on deck. Upshaw ready to work, and does. On the outside corner, strike one, says the veteran Tom Gorman. Here's the next pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike two. Bill White was Tom. Well, of course, probably not. But I was going to ask, is Tom Gorman as funny on the field as he is off?
No. Nope. No one that calls balls and strikes is funny on the field.
All right. That from an ex-hitter. This ball is hit in the air to right. Walt Williams is waiting under it. Pounds the glove 3 times and makes the catch.
He's a good umpire.
He's been around quite a while.
Yes, he has. I believe Tom's the senior umpire of the National League crew. He's been around umpiring in the National League longer than anybody they've got over there now umpiring.
All right, 2 outs and nobody on. The batter will be Dave Schmeck. Yankee pitchers have retired 9 Mets in a row. Schmeck takes on the inside corner, strike one. Fagan got the last out in the first inning, then retired the side in order in the second. Mike Wallace retired him in order in the third. Upshaw has the first 2 men in the fourth. He changes up high for a ball. It's 1-1. A lot of excitement here in the crowd at Shea Stadium tonight, and a good crowd it is. Upshaw deals again. Breaking ball is bounced to first. Chambliss backs off, takes a tough hop, flips to Upshaw. He's out. Almost a mix-up in signals. Chambliss at first waved Upshaw off, then realized he couldn't make the play himself. Upshaw stopped and had to start again, but they got the man and the side is retired. Nothing across at the end of 4. It's the Yankees 9, the Mets 1.
Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford will be honored at this year's Yankee Old Timers Day on August 3rd, tying in with their induction into Cooperstown on August 12th. The newest Yankees in the Hall of Fame, Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford, will head a banner lineup of stars for the 28th Annual Yankee Old Timers Day, scheduled on Saturday afternoon, August 3rd at 1:15. Now, the theme of the Yankee Old Timers Classic, the granddaddy of all such days, will be Mantle and Ford's teammates from down through the years, 1950 through 1968, and their World Series opponents. Now, Mickey and Whitey will greet their great teammates and opponents at this year's event, with Joe DiMaggio heading up the invitational list. Joe's last season was 1951, the year Mickey broke in with the Yankees, and the year after Whitey Ford made the club. Now, as the event draws near, the names of the honored guests will be announced on Yankee TV and radio broadcast. So that's Old Timers Day. It'll honor Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford here at Shea on August 3rd. Well, that should be quite an event, Frank Messer, that 28th Annual Yankee Old Timers Day. Probably a lot of great players out on the field for that ball game, which will start at 1:15.
There certainly will be, and I understand that among those great players on the field, Phil Rizzuto and Bill White.
Phil Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzuto, you
yeah.
want to play?
If they choose me in 1964 when I played against the Yankees, I had a grand total in 9 games, 1-1-1. At least I was consistent, 1-11.
Well, you'll be
but
playing.
It was a great thrill to play, though. No
I'm
kidding.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it must have been. All right, we've got some changes. We'll give them to you in a moment. Right now, the first pitch to Ronaldo Gonzales. Here it comes, and he fouls it back into the crowd. That'll be out of play. Hodges gives a chase, but can't get it. George Theodore is now in left field. Ed Kranepool at first base. And Don Hahn is in right field. So John Milner and Rusty Staub are through for the evening with George Theodore in left. Don Hahn in right. Ed Kranepool comes from left field into play first base. Gonzales struck out his first time up, then hit a grand slam home run over the center field fence. Shot that went over 400 feet. The pitch to him. Cut on, foul back into the crowd again down the first base line.
Frank, you mentioned Ed Cranepool. I believe he's played in every Mayor's Trophy game that's been played. He's the only player who's played in them all, isn't he?
That's right, Bill. This is his 12th game, and he has played in all of them.
Of course, he's a product of baseball, man, in the metropolitan area here in New York.
All right, next pitch to Gonzales is fouled straight back off the screen. Ed Cranepool very possibly got his start here in the New York Sandlots. He's from the Bronx.
Went to Monroe High School over there. Same high school Hank Greenberg went to.
The 0-2 pitch now to Fernando Gonzales. Low and inside. One ball, two strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Next pitch, low again, ball two. Ground ball hit the short. Over to his right, Martinez. He has it. Throws to first. Scooped by Cranepool in time. So Fernando Gonzales is retired.
Did I have the wrong high school for Cranepool?
John Sterling, sitting here in our booth tonight, said James Madison. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, they're both presidents.
They're all presidents.
Yeah. Just picked the wrong president.
Rick Dempsey. So did a lot of other people. Pitch is taken high, ball one.
Be careful.
Every time there's an election, a lot of people think they're wrong. No balls and one strike, one out and nobody on. The windup by Sadecki is next pitch. Cut out, hit in the air to shallow right. Coming hard is Hahn, but going back Boswell from second, and Boswell takes it. 2 down, nobody on. Jim Mason, the shortstop, steps in. He's gone out 1-3 and 3-1. Left-hand batter. 2 outs and the base is empty. The Yankees leading 9-1. Sadecki, the left-hander, winds and deals. Mason bounces one slowly down the first base line. Taken by Cranepool, and he's safe. Mason is safe as the pitcher, Sadecki, got in between Cranepool and the bag. That was a play, Bill. I think Cranepool either had to get to the bag or tag the runner. There was no time to flip to the pitcher, Sadecki, but Sadecki had him blocked off the bag.
Sadecki did a good job of running interference with Mason there.
Infield hit for Jim Mason. Mason at first, and here's the pitch to Fred Stanley. Down low, ball one. Stanley is 2 for 2. He takes low. Sadecki looks over at first base and deals to Stanley. On the outside corner with a fastball, it's 2-1. 2 outs with a runner at first. Yankees lead 9-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Outfield really spread on Stanley. It's a ground ball to the left of the shortstop, Martinez. He can't get it. It's on through on a base hit into center field. Mason stops at second, and Stanley is 3 for 3. We pause now for station identification. This is the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
This is WMCA 570 in New York. The voice of prophecy, scheduled for 9:45 p.m., will not be heard tonight.
Ron Blomberg will bat for Cecil Upshaw. Left-hand hitter with 2 on and 2 gone. Swings and misses a high fastball. Strike one. Mason at second. Stanley at first. 2 outs. Yankees in front 9-1. Sadecki looks into Hodges for his sign, starts the stretch. Checks the runner at second over the left shoulder. Sidearm curve is high. 1-1. Bloomberg batting for Upshaw.
Looks like Bill Virdon is going to give every one of his relief pitchers about an inning of work.
Not a bad idea. Next pitch to him, inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, he may want to look at those 2 youngsters.
So Kemmeyer and Gurra.
Right. Kemmeyer's right-hander, Gurra's a left-hander. To look back at second, the pitch to Bloomberg is foul back. The count is even 2-2. Dick Woodson right now is warming up out on the Yankee bullpen in left field. Pitch to Boomer, swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 3. That's the inning for the Yankees. No runs, 2 base hits. There were no errors and 2 men are left. And now at the end of 4.5 innings of play, the score, the New York Yankees 9 and the New York Mets 1.
Ah, yes, I recall my first love quite well. Just the thought of her used to make my mouth run dry. Today I'd settle for that. I remember when I first reached out and touched her. Boy, was she cold. But then who likes hot draft beer? That's so fresh and smooth and creamy. I've been in love with it ever since. Only now I get it out of a can of Peel's Real Draft. If you want a beer you can fall in love with, try Peel's Real Draft. It's just as fresh and smooth and creamy as the old days kind. When you have a can of Peel's Real Draft around, you don't need a woman. But it certainly doesn't hurt to have one, yeah.
Peel's Real Draft, the kind of beer you first loved.
Peel Brothers, Willimantic, Massachusetts.
Well, we'll be in Minnesota tomorrow night. It'll be Dick Tidrow against Joe Decker. On Saturday afternoon, it'll be Doc Medich against Bert Blyleven. 2 young right-handers with good stuff, Medich and Blyleven. Medich on the years won 6, lost 4. And Blyleven having a bit of trouble after winning 20 last year. The curveballing right-handers 4 and 7. Then on Sunday afternoon, Mel Stottlemyre will try to break a losing streak. He's 5 and 6. And he'll go out against lefty Vic Albury. Albury's won 2 and lost 2. So that's a matchup for the upcoming Yankee series in Minnesota. The Yankees are off on Monday. Then they'll go down to Chicago to play the White Sox 3-night games. Of course, we'll have all those games for you right here on WMCA and our Yankee Broadcast Network with the Scooter, Big Frank, and Little Bill.
Hey.
What?
When are you going to teach me how to smoke fish?
When we go fishing on the 10th of June. We're going to go down there to Brielle. Going to catch some blues. I'll smoke them the next day.
All right.
Going to have a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
You know, my buddies down there, the New Jersey State Troopers, each year have a big trooper week, and we go down there and fish with them. They bring kids to Yankee Stadium and bring them here to Shea Stadium to see the Yankees and the Mets play. And it's a great program, that New Jersey Trooper Youth Week.
And I think you're to be congratulated, Bill, for working with them on that.
Thank you.
Here's Ron Hodges. Takes a called strike from right-hander Dick Woodson. I've seen those rooting sections over at Yankee Stadium last year and the year before when they bring those kids in. They're great kids.
Yeah.
Enjoy the outing. Bouncing ball towards second. Stanley has it. The throw to first. That's all for Hodges. 1 out and nobody on, and Teddy Martinez will step in. Dick Woodson is the 4th pitcher used. Dave Pagan pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 run, 3 hits. Walked 1 and struck out 2. Mike Wallace pitched a perfect inning. So did Cecil Upshaw. And now Woodson in there pitching. And he'll be working to Teddy Martinez, the shortstop who struck out his first time up. There's a drive down the left field line. This is going to be a base hit. And it is off the fence. White plays the count. Martinez on into second base and is in with a stand-up double. So let's see, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Mets had gone down in order until that base hit by Martinez. And now the pitcher is due up, but we're going to have Felix Millan. Felix Millan will bat for Sadecki. Millan is a right-hand batter. 1 out and a runner at second. The Yankees lead 9-1. Big crowd here at Shea enjoying this ball game. And Woodson's pitch swung out in line, foul into the seats down on the left field line. No balls and a strike. The count on Martinez, or rather on Millan. Martinez is at second. Woodson holds the set. Here's the pitch. Hit to the right side of Stanley. He's up with it. Looks at the runner. Throws to first in time as Martinez goes to third. Millan is out. Stanley to Chambliss, 4-3. And now Wayne Garrett batting for the third time. He singled in the first inning. Fly to right field in the third. Left-hand hitter Boswell on deck. Full windup by Woodson and the pitch. High, ball one. If and when he comes in, we'll let you know for sure. 3-0 pitch is taken low, ball 4. So a walk to Boswell puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the batter will be Ed Kranepool. Crane struck out his first time up. He replaced Cleon Jones in the batting order. Jones batted once, walked and scored. Left-hand hitter hangs over the plate. The pitch, fastball is inside, ball 1. There's the stretch. Next pitch coming. Taken low, ball 2. Don Hahn is on deck. Kranepool swings away, pops it up down the first base line. Chambliss gets under it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. The Mets score 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. At the end of 5 innings, the score, the New York Yankees 9, the New York Mets 2.
Well, fans who have collected recent issues of the New York Yankee Yearbook won't be disappointed with the 1974 edition, I can guarantee you that. It has great color photography, beautiful layouts, and unusual features. It's a new team picture in color, and of course, a novel Yankee feature. Last year, it was the historical Yankee Stadium insert booklet. This year, it's a recorded history of Yankee Stadium, a long-playing record of the voices and sounds of Yankee Stadium from 1923 through 1973. This record is 32 minutes long, and the record is bound right in your yearbook. Another collector's item. It's on sale here at Shea Stadium and at newsstands all over the metropolitan area. The price this year again will be $1.50, including the record insert. That's a great new Yankee Yearbook for 1974. Another collector's item.
Well, Bill White, you won't find this in the Yankee Yearbook, but Ed Kranepool did attend James Monroe.
No, the reason I had talked with somebody about Kranepool about a week ago, and he mentioned that he had broken all of Hank Greenberg's high school records, of course. Kranepool, I don't think, has come close to Greenberg's major league records, and Hank probably has a few of those. So many great years with the Tigers and the Cleveland Indians, and I think Hank even played with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In fact, Ralph Kiner, the Met broadcaster, credits Hank Greenberg with working with him, Ralph becoming a better power hitter.
Well, I'll tell you, they were both good power hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph was telling me tonight before we came out to start the game that he used to play not sandlot ball, but well, I guess it was sandlot ball, really, out in California with Ralph Houk many years ago.
Houck?
Yeah. But they were teammates. Long time ago. Bob Apodaca is the new pitcher for the New York Mets. He's a right-hander. So Roy White will be up there again as a left-hand batter. Roy has batted both ways tonight. He has 1 hit for 3 trips and a run batted in. His base hit was a double. And he scored a run. The Yankees lead 9-2. And the first pitch to Roy. Swung on, hit in the air to left center field. Coming over for it is Theodore, the Stork, waiting under it. And makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. And now Elliott Maddux will step in. Maddux is 0 for 1. He's popped up, walked, and had a sacrifice fly. He scored a run and batted in a run. The big blow in the ball game tonight, a grand slam home run by Yankee third baseman Ronaldo Gonzales. Pitch to Maddux. In the dirt, ball 1. Apodaca, right-hander, winds and deals. Fastball is over. Strike call. It's 1-1. With Maddux at bat, Walt Williams is on deck. He swings on a curve, nubs it right back to the mound. Apodaca has it, throws over to Cranepool. 2 away. 2 outs. The base is empty. Yankees lead 9-2. And the batter is Walt Williams. Williams has been up once and doubled to drive in a run. He also scored a run. He replaced Mercer in the batting order. Bobby came up twice, flied out and walked, and scored a run. Pitch to Williams. Fastball is in for a called strike. Next pitch coming. Off-speed breaking ball for a strike 2 call. One thing about a crowd like this, on every play, there's reason to cheer because you're either a Yankee fan or a Met fan or both. Check swing, but a foul tip off the shin guards of Hodges. The count remains 0-2. Apodaca ready. And deals. Williams swings and misses. The ball that was way outside moving away from him. So the Yankees go down 1-2-3. And in the middle of the 6th inning, the score, the Yankees 9 and the Mets 2.
Hi, I'm Julian Schlossberg, and each week on WMCA on Sunday night, 8 to 9 p.m., we're going to be discussing movies. We're going to be talking to actors, directors, producers, writers, men who sell the motion pictures and buy them. I hope you'll be able to join us Sunday night, 8 to 9.
Hello, this is Bob Grant. Are you one of those people who says, Bob, I listen, but I never call? Well, if you don't call, why not? Try me on 489-1155. That's the number to remember on Dialogue Radio WMCA, your voice in New York.
Right-hander Bob Kemmeyer will be the new Yankee pitcher as we go into the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Frank Messer was right. He has changed numbers. He was listed to wear number 50, but he's wearing 54. Kemmeyer's a big fella. 6'4", goes 210. He was born 24 years ago in Kansas City, Kansas. And he's a graduate of Stanford with a bachelor's degree in economics. Been up at West Haven. This year with West Haven, he started 7 games, completed 4. And the big right-hander won 5 and lost 2 with an ERA of 2.67. Now, we talked to him before the ball game, Frank. I said, are you nervous? He said, no. And I asked him what he had, kind of stuff he had. And he said, well, I basically try to turn the ball over. He tries to throw a lot of sinkers. So if that's the case, and if he does well, we should see a lot of ground balls.
Okay, we'll see what he has in just a moment because he'll be ready to pitch to Don Hahn, leading off for the Mets in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It'll be Hahn, then Theodore, and then Schmeck. Hahn is batting for the first time since replacing Staub in the batting order and in right field. He's a right-hand batter. So Bob Kemmeyer ready to work. Fastball is swung on and missed, and it did come in with a dip on it. Sinking fastball. Next pitch to him. That's looked like a pretty good slider, didn't it, Bill?
Yep. And it was down. He'll get those pitches because Tom Gorman, a National League umpire, will call the low pitch a strike.
No balls and 2 strikes. The count. The windup, the pitch. Swung on and bounced foul into the Yankee dugout, scattering Thurman Munson. Ellie Howard fielded the ball off the wall. I don't blame Munson for scattering. He doesn't want to try to catch any of those and re-injure that hand. He hurt it again night before last, and that thumb doesn't look too good. Pitch here. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Gonzales gobbles it up. Throws across. He's safe. The throw pulls Chambliss off the bag, and Hahn ducked around him.
Fernando had trouble getting that ball out of his glove. When he finally got it out of his glove, he didn't control it. And he threw high and in toward home, and no chance at all for Chambliss to tag Don Hahn. An error given to Fernando Gonzales.
And now George Theodore, right-hand batter. Theodore batting for the first time. He replaced Milner in the batting order. And the pitch to him. He bluffs a bunt, takes outside, a fastball. Runner at first, nobody out. The Yankees lead it 9-2. Kemmeyer plants the right foot. As Bill told you, he's big. Goes 6'4", 210. He sets and deals, and he's up high. 2 balls and no strikes. In the bottom half of the 6th inning, Houston 2, Montreal nothing up in Jerry Park. This afternoon, the Cubs beat the Giants 5-3 at Wrigley Field. Next pitch, taken high. Ball 3-0. So he pitched down to Hahn. Now he's been pitching high to Theodore. Well, Theodore goes well over 6 feet down there. Pitch to him is high, ball 4. Theodore walks, and Dempsey goes out to talk to Kemmeyer. Don't forget now, we'll be on the air at 8:25 here on the Yankee Broadcast Network tomorrow night from Bloomington, Minnesota, as the Yankees meet the Minnesota Twins for the first time this year. The Yankees did well in Minnesota last year, winning 4 out of the 6 games played. They won 5 out of the 6 at Yankee Stadium. First pitch to Schmeck, hit in the air to shallow left. Roy White moving in. Over to his right now. He's under it and makes the catch. 1 out. It'll bring up Ron Hodges. Yankees are leading 9-2. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. While the Yankees go to Minnesota for a series starting tomorrow night, the Mets open a homestand here at Shea Stadium against the Houston Astros. Yanks have 6 games on the upcoming road trip. First pitch to Hodges. Fastball is in for a strike. Hodges, left-hand batter, has grounded out twice, to third base and to second. Teddy Martinez, the shortstop, is on deck. There's the set, and the 1-strike pitch. Curveball is lined to right, base hit. That should score a run. Walt Williams is up, makes his throw into second base. And the run scores. It's now 9-3. The Yankees lead by 6. Don Hahn scores easily from second. Theodore stopped at second, and Hodges has driven in a run. That brings up the shortstop, Teddy Martinez. He has struck out and doubled and scored a run. Last time up, he doubled off the wall in left field. Right-hand batter. Down on the end of the bat. 2 on. He swings, pops it up. Deep shortstop. Infield fly rule in effect as Mason settles under it and makes the catch back in the grass. Now there are 2 down with runners at first and second. And Apodaca is due. Nobody has come out as yet. We'll see if Yogi goes for a pinch hitter. He has a right-hander throwing out in the bullpen. And it looks like it will be Jerry Grody. Jerry Grody will bat for Apodaca. He's a catcher by trade. 1 of 3 carried by Yogi Berra. Ron Hodges was catching this game, Jerry Grody and Duffy Dyer. The right-hander in the bullpen is Bob Miller. Well, there's a guy out there, Bill White, you can talk about when he comes in. You may have faced him on about 6 or 8 different clubs. Hasn't he been...
Not only that, I played with it. I think he's been on, let's see. He's been on 10 clubs, but he's been at here twice. He was one of the original Mets. And he might have been back with the Cardinals twice. I'm not sure. But he's been on a total of 12 clubs.
Right now, let's watch Jerry Grody as he bats for Apodaca. Right-hand hitter up there with 2 on and 2 out. Bob Kammeyer ready to work to him. The big right-hander's pitch high, a ball. Wayne Garrett is on deck. Theodore, the base runner at second. Hodges on at first. And here comes the pitch. A fastball over for a called strike knee high. 1-1. Nobody throwing in the Yankee bullpen. I imagine Kammeyer will get maybe 2, maybe 3 innings, maybe even more. Who knows? Larry Gura is standing by. Next pitch. Breaking ball down low. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees lead 9-3. Bottom half of the 6th. Big stretch by Kammeyer. Checks the runner at second. The pitch, cut on. Bouncing ball back past the mound. Charged by Mason. He's up. He throws. He's out. Close play at first base, and the side is retired. For the Mets in the 6th, 1 run on 1 hit. There was a Yankee error and 2 men are left on. And now at the end of 6, the score. The New York Yankees 9 and the New York Mets 3. Scoreboard totals show the Yankees 9 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Mets 3 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Bill, we're talking about the difference in umpiring in the American and National Leagues. What about the minor leagues? What about, say, the AA League where this young man Kammeyer has been pitching?
I really don't know. I haven't seen down there. Have you gone to Syracuse and with the Yankees when they play their exhibition games there?
I have, and the last time, of course, I was in the International League for some time, and they umpire like the American League.
They use a chest protector.
Use the balloon-type chest protector, or did, and I presume still do. So it may be unique to the National League. And I would have to presume it would mean some sort of an adjustment to a young pitcher coming up to a National League ball club.
Well, he basically, evidently, with the sinking fastball, has got to be a low ball pitcher, as he says. And as I mentioned, fortunately, he's got Tom Gorman, a National League umpire, back there to call those low pitches for him.
Well, right now, the Mets will bring in a new pitcher. It will be the well-traveled Bob Miller. And, well, Bill, I'm sure you can tell the folks a lot more about Bob Miller than I can. He's a right-hander, and after that,
Hey, it would take all day to give these people the stats on where Miller has been. But I tell you, he started in 1957 with the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitched all year with the Cardinals in 57. Came back after a stint in the minor leagues in 59. Stayed there until 60. Then split 60 with the Cardinals and Memphis. Came back to the Cardinals in 61. Then he was one of the original Mets in 62. Traded to the Dodgers. He stayed out there from 63 through 67. With the Minnesota Twins in 68 and 69. With Cleveland and Chicago, the White Sox in 1970. Finally settled down. He was able to buy a house in Chicago if he wanted to in 1970. But then In 1971, he was with 3 clubs. The White Sox, the Chicago Cubs. Hey, wait a minute. 1970, he went from the Chicago in the American League to Chicago in the National League. And then he split 71 with the Cubs, with San Diego, with Pittsburgh, 72 with Pittsburgh, 73 with San Diego and the Mets, and 73 with the Detroit Tigers. I tell you, there's not enough time to talk about Bob Miller.
I'll tell you one thing, Bill. If he had opened a travel agency about 20 years ago, he could have kept himself in business.
He's probably made more money being traded and living expenses than he's made out of baseball.
Okay, he's ready to pitch and ready with the play-by-play. Here's Bill.
All right, Frank, in the first pitch of Chambliss is a called strike. We're in the top of the 7th. The Yankees lead by a score of 9-3 over the Mets. Chambliss has walked twice, and he's driven into one with a single. Swings and fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes. Bob Miller is the fourth pitcher for the Mets. They started Mike Wegener. Sadecki came on in the 4th. Apodaca came on in the 6th. Now it's Bob Miller. Right-hander takes a big sigh out there. He's been through this quite a bit. And the 0-2 pitch to Chambliss is outside. 1-2. Miller has an excellent slider. And when he was with the Dodgers, he was known to load it up once in a while. Called it a sinker. 1-2 pitch. Change up inside. It's 2-2. It'll be Chambliss, Gonzales, and Rick Dempsey for the Yankees here in the 7th inning. Yankees have 9 runs on 8 hits. A grand slam home run by Gonzales included in those 8 hits. The Mets have 3 runs on 6 hits. Change up is driven to right field. Moving back is the right fielder Hahn. He's on the warning track near the line now, and he's got it. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WMCA New York. Hi, I'm John Sterling. I'll talk about the Yankees and Bobby Mercer, but also about politics and Richard Nixon. Whatever you want to talk about every afternoon from 4 to 8.
Fernando Gonzales, a batter. He struck out, hit a grand slam home run. He's bounced to short. And he takes down low ball.
You know, one thing Bob Miller can take solace in, Bill, he's always been wanted.
Yeah. Here's a wind and the 1-0 pitch to Gonzales. Swung on, loop, foul. That'll be in the seats on the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Fernando Gonzales.
We have the paid attendance, Bill, 35,894. 35,894 here at Shea tonight.
Here's the 1-1 pitch now to Gonzales. Swung on, hit slowly to shortstop. Martinez charged and bobbles the ball. Throws anyway, but not in time. Martinez charging a slow bouncer. Bobbled it, picked it up and threw, but not in time. And Gonzales is safe at first. It'll be an error charged to the shortstop, Teddy Martinez. Gonzales on at first with 1 out, and the batter Rick Dempsey, the catcher. Dempsey's 0 for 4 thus far. He slides to right field, bounced to third, popped to second. Right-handed hitter. The pitch to him. Swung on, line right field, that'll be a base hit. Gonzales digging around second, he'll go to third. Hahn's throw will go into second base, and the Yankees now have runners at first and third with 1 out. Yankees ahead 9-3, trying to add to that lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. And the batter's Jim Mason, the shortstop. Mason's been up 3 times. He hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield yet, but he was given a base hit when his bouncer to first was gloved by Cranepool. But the pitcher then, Ray Sadecki, was slow covering, and he got between Mason and Cranepool, and nobody was at the bag. Mason beat it out, and he was given an infield hit. The pitch on the outside corner for strike. Yankees have runners at first and third, only 1 out. They have a 9-3 lead. We're in the top of the 7th. Mets with the infield back looking for 2. The set by Miller and the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes on Mason. On deck is Fred Stanley. Gonzales at third. Dempsey off first. The set by Miller and the 0-2 pitch. Outside, knocked down by Hodges. And now Dempsey goes to second. The throw there is not in time. So that wipes out the double play, and that'll be a pass ball charged to Ron Hodges. Dempsey scooting down to second base. Now the Mets will have to bring their infield in. Yankees now runners at second and third, only one out, and a 1-2 count on Jim Mason. Infield in for the Mets. Garrett, the third baseman. Martinez, the shortstop. Second baseman Boswell and the first baseman Cranepool. Time's call now. Hodges talking to Miller. Yankees scored 5 runs in the third inning. 4 more in the fourth. Mets picked up Singleton in the first, 5th, and 6th, and the Yankees lead at 9-3 here in the 7th. Here's a wind now by Miller, and the 1-2 pitch to Mason. Outside. 2-2. Infield in. Here's a wind, and the 2-2 pitch to Mason. Called strike 3, got him looking. Just got the outside part of the plate. And they're 2 down. Big strikeout for Bob Miller. His first. And the batter, Fred Stanley, the second baseman. Stanley's got an infield hit. He singled to left and singled to center. He's 3 for 3. He scored twice. Right-handed batter. The pitch to him. Called strike. Well, an error and a single and a pass ball. Yankees runners at second and third with 2 outs. Miller working quickly. Deals high. It's 1-1. Infield and outfield straight away for Fred Stanley. As the 1-1 pitch comes in. Check swing, a breaking ball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yankees leave here tonight and they'll go to Minnesota to play the Twins tomorrow night. 2-1 pitch. Too high, it's 3-1. On deck, the pitcher, Bob Kemmeyer. We're playing National League rules. There is no designated hitter. 3-1 pitch. A breaking ball is a called strike. It's full count. Seems like baseball would have the same rules in both leagues. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Here's a payoff pitch now to Fred Stanley. Up and in, ball 4. Lost him. Bases loaded. Stanley goes to first. Dempsey's down at second. Gonzales on at third, and Bob Kemmeyer, the pitcher, will bat. He's a right-handed batter, big fella, big strike zone. He's 6'4", goes 210. Well, he looks like a hitter. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Yankees ahead 9-3. We're at the top of the 7th. Miller's first pitch. Swung on, fouled off on the right side. That'll be back in the seats. Got a good cut. No balls and a strike. Outfield playing in shallow, and they're playing Kemmeyer to hit to the right side. Hahn in close and near the line in right field. Center fielder Schmeck a step or 2 over toward right center. Theodore, the left fielder, in close and straight away. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Bob Kemmeyer against Bob Miller with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Miller has a sign from Hodges. He's in the windup and the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, got him looking. Oh, the Yankees loaded the bases up with 2 outs, and Miller struck out the pitcher, Bob Kemmeyer. For the Yankees in the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. They left 3 men on base. We go now into the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Mets 7th. The score, the Yankees 9 and the Mets 3.
This is Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store. Do you need money? Well, the Money Store wants to tell you how to get it, free. No, you won't find anyone giving money away free of charge. But at Modern Acceptance Corporation, better known as the Money Store, we're doing something almost as good. We're giving away a 24-page booklet called A Guide to Borrowing Money. This easy-to-read booklet is packed with vital information about bank loans, small loans, insurance loans, secondary mortgage loans, and many others. You'll learn all about interest charges and repayment plans. Whether you plan to borrow $500 or any amount up to $25,000, you should read this new booklet published by the Money Store. For your free copy, call the Money Store at 241-5000. That's 241-5000, area code 201. Ask for your free copy of A Guide to Borrowing Money. That number again is 241-5000. That's 241-5000. This offer is for New Jersey homeowners only.
Well, don't forget the Yankees' next home game here at Shea Stadium will be coming up against the Minnesota Twins on Friday night, June the 7th. That's after the Yankees visit Minnesota and Chicago on the road trip. 3 games with Minnesota, Friday night the 7th, Saturday afternoon the 8th, and Sunday afternoon the 9th. And Sunday will be Bat Day here at Shea Stadium, the New York Yankees Bat Day with a Hillerich and Bradsby Little League slugger being given to every boy and girl 14 and under, whether accompanied by an adult or not. That's the Yankees' new policy. So don't forget, Sunday the 9th, Bat Day, Bill.
All right, Frank. Garrett's in, takes the strike. We're at the top of the Met batting order. The Yankees lead 9-3 in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Garrett, Boswell, and Cranepool against Kamier. The check swing is down low. It's 1-1. They're playing Garrett to pull with Mason, the shortstop, almost behind second. 1-1 pitch to Garrett. Swung on, hit on the ground. Stanley dives but can't get to it. Out of the center field base hit. Stanley moving quickly to his right, dove for the ball but couldn't get to it. Went past him out into center field and right center. And Wayne Garrett now has 3 base hits, all singles. That's base hit number 7 against Yankee pitching. Garrett at first, nobody out. Ken Boswell a batter.
And we see in the Yankee bullpen, Bill, now that left-hander we were talking about, Larry Gura.
He'll probably go the last 2 innings. Now the set by Kamier as Boswell is in. The pitch is high and away a ball. Chambliss playing behind Garrett. The Yankees have a 6-run Bulls. They're ahead 9-3. And they don't think the Mets will be running here. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bounced slowly to first base. Foul. Eddie Yost. It's not Eddie Yost. It's at shortstop. Play for Cincinnati. Roy McMillan. He didn't make too many errors when he played. Good shortstop. He fielded that one flawlessly and threw it out. So it's 1-1 on Boswell. The set and the pitch. High and away. It's 2-1. Frank, it seems that when this kid has to stretch, throws the ball up. When he winds up, gets it down. The big right-hander sets and checks the runner Garrett off first. The pitch is tapped slowly towards second base, cut off by the pitcher Kamier, and he goes to first base with a put out. And on the play, Wayne Garrett goes to second. That was a slow bouncer towards second base. Kamier off the mound quickly, cut the ball off. His only play was the first base, and he made it in time. Oh, there's one away. Garrett down at second, and the batter's Ed Cranepool, the first baseman. Cranepool has struck out and he's popped up. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Eddie got into the ball game in the second inning and went out to left field to replace Cleon Jones. Then when Theodore came into the ball game, Theodore went to left and Cranepool went back to first. The 0-1 pitch to Cranepool. Too low, it's 1-1.
I have an idea Whitey Ford and Bill Virdon watching this Kamier very closely, Bill. It's the first time they've had a chance to see him pitch. He was not in the Yankee big league spring training camp.
He's 5-2 at West Haven. The 1-1 pitch is too high. 2-1.
Well, last year he had a record of 4-7 at Fort Lauderdale, but still he had an earned run average of only 1.35. Pitched 102 innings as a starter and reliever.
Seems like his record should have been better than that with the RBI, with the ERA. Swing and a miss at a high breaking ball. It's 2-2 on Cranepool.
I did think he must have lost some very tough games in relief, maybe giving up one run.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody wasn't catching the ball when they should have been catching it. 2-2 count on Ed Cranepool. 1 out, 1 on. Yankees ahead. 9-3, bottom of the 7th. And the pitch. Swung on, hit the left field. White's there. He's under it. He's got it. Cranepool hit the ball hard, but right to Roy White. There are 2 outs. Garrett still at second base. And the batter, Don Hahn. Hahn's been up once. He got on an error by Fernando Gonzales, the third baseman, and he scored. Scored on a single by Ron Hodges. Outfield and infield playing straight away. Hahn, a right-handed batter. The set and the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. Maddux off, still going. Then Walter Williams, the right fielder, cuts in front of him, makes the grab for out number 3. Maddux got a good jump, but Williams was there, and the right fielder made the catch. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 7, the Yankees 9, the Mets 3.
Fans in the Bronx and Upper Manhattan will have the benefit of a special bus service to Shea Stadium this year for every Yankee home game. Yes, the New York bus service provides buses to Shea from Fordham Road and Webster Avenue, or from Broadway on 178th Street. That's the George Washington Bridge bus station. These buses leave an hour and a half before game time. Or you may catch a bus from the Hugh Grant Theater in Parkchester an hour and a quarter before game time. Then the buses depart from Gate E here at Shea Stadium up to 20 minutes after the game. For additional information, you can call the New York Bus Service, 212-994-5500. That's 994-5500. Through 7 innings, the Yankees 9 runs, 9 hits and an error. The Mets 3 runs, 7 hits and an error in this 12th annual Mayor's Trophy game here at Shea Stadium. In the only Major League game being played tonight, Houston leads Montreal 2-0 in the top half of the 7th inning. This afternoon, the Cubs defeated the San Francisco Giants in Chicago by a score of 5-1. And right here, Roy White will step in for the New York Yankees as we go to the 8th inning. Here's Bill.
All right, Frank Messer. White struck out. He's flied to center field. He's doubled to left center and scored. He's flied to left. Well, he's 1 for 4. And now facing Bob Miller, top of the 8th. The Yankees lead 9-3. First pitch to White. A breaking ball that's high. Miller is the 4th pitcher the Mets have used. They started Mike Wegner, Sadecki in the 4th, Apodaca in the 6th. Now it's Miller. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes on White. No action in the American League. Over the National League, Chicago beats San Francisco 5-3. And Houston leads Montreal 2-0 after 6. 2-0 pitch to White. Change up in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. It'll be White, Maddux, and Williams for the Yankees here in the 8th inning. Fastball, bounce back to Miller. Leaps and makes a grab. Throws the first base in time. Miller with a quick move to his left. Threw White out. And there's 1 away. Elliott Maddux, the center fielder's in. He's popped to second. He's walked and scored. Driven in a run with the sacrifice fly. He's bounced back to the pitcher. Well, Maddux is 0 for 2 officially. 1 out, nobody on here in the 8th inning. Miller's first delivery. Slider outside. On deck for the Yankees, Walter Williams. Miller deals a 1-0 pitch, and it's outside again. 2 balls, no strikes. $35,894 fans here at Shea. Fastball hit on the ground to shortstop. Dug out there by Martinez. Long throw the first in time. And there are 2 outs. Here's Walter Williams, the Yankee right fielder. Williams went into the ball game in the third inning, replacing Bobby Mercer. He's been up twice. He's doubled. And he struck out. Takes down low ball. That double drove in a run in the fourth inning. He also scored. 2 outs, nobody on now in the eighth inning. Yankees ahead 9-3 over the Mets. Miller's 1-0 pitch to Williams. Breaking ball is cut on and fouled back. It's 1-1. Bob Miller with a new baseball. Goes to the rosin bag. Looks at the scoreboard. Sees a 1-1 count on Walter Williams. Now Williams calls time. He backs out. One pitch. Up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Walter Williams has a short, compact stroke. Of course, he's a short, compact man. Curveball swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Garrett, Martinez, Boswell, Cranepool in the infield. Theodore, Schmeck, and Hahn in the outfield for the Mets. Ron Hodges has gone all the way behind the plate. 2-2 pitch now to Walter Williams. Swung on, chopped to third. Bobbled and grabbed by the third baseman. His throw to first is in time. Garrett got that ball, bobbled it a minute, came up with the handle, and threw Williams out. For the Yankees, in the eighth inning, a 3 up and 3 down. We go now into the bottom half of the eighth inning. The Yankees lead the Mets by a score of 9-3.
People never thought of me as much of a lover. They think of Casablanca instead of Casanova. They don't know the real me. I can fall in love too. In fact, I'm still in love with my first love. We met at the bar. I couldn't wait to get my hands on her. I walked over to her. I picked her up, and then I knocked her down. She was the best glass of beer I ever had. It was draft beer, fresh, smooth, creamy. And ever since, I can't get draft beer out of my mind. So now I get real draft beer out of a can of Peel's Real Draft. If you want the beer you can fall in love with, try Peel's Real Draft. It's just as fresh and smooth and creamy as the kind I used to drink. Now that I've discovered Peel's Real Draft, I'm so happy. It's driving me sane.
Peel's Real Draft, the kind of beer you first love.
Peel Brothers, Willimantic, Massachusetts.
Well, we hope you'll be listening for us tomorrow night at 8:25. Bill White, Phil Rizzuto, and I will be on the air from Bloomington, Minnesota. Dick Tidrow, who has a record of 3-1 with the Yankees and 4-4 overall, will go against Joe Decker of the Minnesota Twins. Decker has won 5 and lost 4. This will be the first time the Yankees have played the Twins since last July 18th, when the Yankees won 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium. Yankees won 9 of the 12 games played against the Minnesota Twins last year. And now we have a new pitcher on in this ball game for the Yankees. Larry Gura, G-U-R-A, a native of Joliet, Illinois. Larry is 26 years old, 6'1", 185. And here we go, Bill.
And the first pitch is lined to right field by George Theodore, Frank. And Theodore will hold it first in a single. Gura is the 6th pitcher for the Yankees. Pagan started, Wallace in the 3rd, Upshaw in the 4th, Woodson in the 5th, Kamier in the 6th. Now it's Larry Gura. The batter, Dave Schmeck, takes outside a ball. Yankees ahead 9-3 with the bottom half of the 8th inning. George Theodore at first base with nobody out. Now the set by the left-hander. The pitch swung on and missed. 1-1.
Gura was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. He was their 2nd pick in the June 1969 free agent draft. The Yankees bought him from Spokane of the West Coast League.
1-1 pitch to Schmeck is a breaking ball. It's a called strike 2. Schmeck doesn't like the call. started to say something to Tom Gorman, the home plate umpire, but changed his mind. Berra working quickly, sets, checks the runner, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Schmeck waved at a breaking ball, low and away, and there's one away. Kemar went 2 innings. He allowed 2 hits, 1 run, that was unearned. Walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. Now Gura's in. 1 out, 1 on. The batter, Ron Hodges, the left-handed hitting catcher. Breaking ball, hit on the ground, base hit right field. Sitting around second base is Theodore. He'll go to third. Williams will throw the ball into second. So the Mets now with runners at first and third and only 1 out. And the batter will be Teddy Martinez, the shortstop. That's the second base hit in the ball game for Hodges. He's 2 for 4. Martinez, a right-handed batter, has struck out. He's doubled and scored, and he's popped to short. Yankee infield back looking for 2. Yankees have a 9-3 lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Pitch is lined to right center field. Maddux is going after, still going. One hands it well to right center field. Tagging up at third and scoring is George Theodore. An excellent play by the center fielder, Elliott Maddux. Went a long way over to right center field and make the grab on Martinez, robbing him of an extra base hit. But on the play, Theodore scores. Hodges holds it first. Yankees now lead 9-4. And we're waiting on a batter. The pitcher, Bob Miller's due in. And we're waiting on a batter for the Mets. Yogi Berra deciding whom he'll send up there.
Looks like he's used just about everybody he's got.
Yogi might get a bat. If he gets a bat, we're going to send out Whitey Ford. Throwing some curveballs.
That would be interesting. Let's see. Duffy Dyer is left if he's dressed tonight. You know,
that's who it is, Frank.
That's who it's going to be. He's the last man now on the Mets bench, Duffy Dyer.
Well, with 2 outs, a man at first base, 1 run in, Duffy Dyer will bat for Bob Miller. Dyer's a right-handed batter. The Yankees will play him straight away. Gura sets, kicks and deals. Fastball, it's a called strike, right on the knees. Now the set. And the 0-1 pitch. Down low this time, it's 1-1. On deck, Wayne Garrett. Here's a 1-1 pitch now to Duffy Dyer. Pulled foul. That'll be in the mezzanine on the left side. Out of play. 1-2. Yankees at all their scoring in 2 innings. They picked up 5 runs in the third, 4 more in the fourth. The big hit, a grand slam home run by Ronaldo Gonzales. 1-2 pitch now to Dyer. Check swing down low, 2-2. Mets picked up single and runs in the first, 5th, 6th, and have gotten 1 so far this inning. Yankees ahead 9-4. 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. Now the runner with the count 3-2 with 2 outs will be moving. And the Yankee infield will have to make their play at first. Here's the set and the pitch. Runner's moving. Line, base hit left field. Wide in quickly. And he'll hold Hodges at second base. Hodges stops at second. Dyer on at first. Still 2 outs and the batter Wayne Garrett. Garrett has 3 base hits, all singles in this ball game. He's only made 1 out. when he flied out to right field in the third inning. Left-handed batter. And the pitch to him. Swing and a miss on a slider. No balls and a strike. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Berra looking for a sign. Now the left-hander steps. Checks the runners. And the 0-1 pitch. Just misses outside, 1-1. Berra taking a long look now for a sign from Rick Dempsey. He's got one he likes. And the 1-1 pitch to Garrett. Swung on and missed. 1-2. On deck, Ken Boswell. Runners lead from first and second. Now the set. And the 1-2 pitch. Cold strike. Graig caught him looking. Berra chalks up his second strikeout. For the Mets here in the 8th inning, they pick up 1 run on 3 hits. And they leave 2 men on base. At the end of 8, the score, the Yankees 9, the Mets 4.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, Bill White, how the Yankee pitchers will be able to handle that 400 hitter out of Minnesota, Rod Carew, leading the major leagues with a .407 batting average.
Nobody handles Carew.
No, that's very true. He's
going to get on base.
Would you say he's the best hitter in the league?
I think for what he does, yes. He's a leadoff man. He doesn't have to worry about driving in runs. He can bunt when he wants to in situations where other people don't have to bunt. But basically, Frank, he gets the bat on the ball all the time, and he can hit the ball the opposite field. He can run well. He's just a good hitter.
And you talk about good hitters. Notice the Texas Rangers are leading the American League in team hitting. They got 3 men in the top 10. Well up there in Jeff Burroughs, Lenny Randall, and had the other one on the tip of my tongue, and I can't say it. Texas Rangers with 3 in the top 10. It's Mike Hargrove's one I was trying to think of. He, Burroughs, and Lenny Randall. Getting back, though, for just a second as Harry Parker warms up, Bill, what are the chances of there ever being another 400 hitter?
I would think it would be slim, although, especially in the American League where you don't have the artificial surfaces. I think if there would be a 400 hitter, it would be a switch hitter like Pete Rose playing on the artificial surface that they have there in Cincinnati, where the ball really shoots off there.
I know I talked to some hitters, and they say they don't think so because of the relief pitchers are so good now. You just get used to a guy and he's out of the ball game. You get a hit off of him maybe. Next time you come up, you got somebody else out there fresh from the bullpen.
But a guy like Rose and a guy like Carew, they're going to get their base hits because they don't try to pull everything. They hit the ball where it's pitched.
Okay, we're ready to go to the 9th. Here you are, Bill.
All right, Frank Chambliss in against Parker. He hits one to right field for a base hit out of reach of Ed Kranepool, the first baseman. And Chambliss will hold at first base. Yankees ahead 9-4 here in the 9th inning for Chambliss. His second base hit of the ball game. He's walked twice. He's singled twice. He's flied to right field. He's driven in 2 runs. He scored 1. So he's at first base, and the batter Fernando Gonzales. He struck out, hit a grand slam home run, bounced to short, and got on an error. The pitch to him, swing and a miss. Parker threw a fastball by him. On deck, Rick Dempsey. Parker's a 5th Met hurler. Call strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Gonzales. Wagoner started, Sadecki in the 4th, Apodaca in the 6th, Miller in the 7th. Now we've got Harry Parker. And the Mets are losing 9-4. Top of the 9th. 0-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right center. Moving over is Theodore. Also the center fielder Schmeck. Schmeck's under, and he's caught it for out number 1. Going back to first base, Chris Chambliss. This is New York Yankee baseball. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WMCA New York, and I'm Richard Hayes, and join me every Sunday morning from 11 right on up until Yank Yankee baseball time.
Rick Dempsey's a batter. Lines one to right center field, might be trouble. After it's on, he'll never get to it. Up against the wall, digging around second base is Chambliss, going into second with a stand-up double, Rick Dempsey. Rick Dempsey getting his second base hit of the ball game, both to right field. He's now 2 for 5. He doubles off the wall in right center. Dempsey at second, Chambliss at third. A one-man out, and the batter, Jim Mason, the shortstop. That's the Yankees' 11th base hit in this ball game. Mets now will bring their infield in. Parker rocks back, kicks, and deals the first pitch to Mason. Swing and a miss. Mason's bounced back to the pitcher. He's bounced out first baseman to the pitcher. He got an infield hit, and he struck out. He hadn't got the ball in the outfield yet. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1. Yankees 9, Mets 4, top of the ninth. Runners at second and third and one out. Met infield in. Parker in the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. On deck is Fred Stanley, the second baseman. One-two pitch. Called strike 3. Got him looking with a fastball over the inside corner. 2 down. And Fred Stanley's in. Well, for you Met fans, here at Shea tomorrow, it'll be the Mets against the Astros. Jerry Koosman against Don Wilson. Tomorrow night. Swing and a miss by Stanley. No balls and a strike. Two out, 2 on. Yankees 9, Mets 4, top of the ninth. Parker's next pitch. Breaking ball down low, 1-1. The Mets will have Boswell, Cranepool, and Hahn against Larry Gura in the bottom of this inning. Parker looking for side. 1-1 pitch to Stanley. Swung on, pop foul on the right side. That'll be out of play. No play for Cranepool. 1-2. Chambliss back to third. Dempsey back to second. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Stanley. Breaking ball, chopped in the hole toward third. Cut off there by Garrett. His throw to first base in time. And the Yankees get no runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. We go into the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Yankees 9, the Mets 4.
Well, the Yankees will try to improve their position in the American League Eastern standings as they continue to play the West Division teams. 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins starting tomorrow night. We'll be on the air at 8:25 New York time with all the action from Bloomington, Minnesota. The Yankees 3 games below 500 right now, only 4 games behind the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers have gone 5 games above 500, playing excellent baseball, getting pitching to go along with their good hitting. Boston Red Sox in second place, then come Baltimore and Detroit tied for third. The Cleveland Indians fifth, a half a game ahead of the Yankees. And in meeting Minnesota, the Yankees will be playing the last place club in the Western Division. Minnesota has won 19 and lost 23 ball games so far this year. So be tuned in tomorrow night at 8:25. All right, we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Yankees leading by a score of 9-4. And here's Bill.
All right, Franklin. Boswell's in. He's bouncing to a double play. He's popped to short. He's walked and bounced back to the pitcher. Has to get out of the way of a fastball inside around the knees. Larry Gura in his second inning. Lefty kicks and deals. A fastball hit on the ground to second. Right to Stanley. He's up with it. Flips to first base, and Boswell is out. One away. Ed Cranepool's the batter. Cranepool is struck out, popped out, lined out. 0 for 3. Left-handed batter. Gurra's first pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to left field. Coming on is Roy White. He's under it, and White has it. 2 up and 2 down. And the Yankees 1 out away from evening this annual Mayor's Trophy game series at 6 games apiece. Don Hahn's in. Hahn has gotten on an error, and he's flied to right field. So he's 0 for 2, right-handed batter. Swing, chopped to short, charged by Mason. Long throw to first is in the dirt, and it's grabbed, though, by Chris Chambliss. The ball game is over. Good play by Chambliss as he scooped up and threw in the dirt. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Final score here at Shea. The Yankees 9 and the Mets 4.
Okay, Bill, and here are the totals on the ball game. For the New York Yankees, 9 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. The New York Mets, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The paid attendance tonight, 35,894. 35,894. Dave Pagan gets the win, and Mike Wegner is charged with the loss, if you want that for your record. So the Yankees have evened the Mayor's Trophy Series, 6 wins apiece, and now it's back to a regular American League championship competition tomorrow night against the Minnesota Twins. We'll be on at 8:25 New York time. We hope you'll join us then. And now this is Frank Messer speaking for Bill White and Phil Rizzuto, saying once again from Shea Stadium in Flushing, the final score, the New York Yankees 9 and the New York Mets 4.